Today we are going to make this square. It has a number of overlay bits in it. You need 4 different colors of yarn. I have a thick wool and a crochet hook that goes with it. I have a double-ended one, but that's just because I like this one. It only needs one end. The first row is 4 of these clusters of trebles, and I'm using the British word for that. It's double crochets in American English. And then there's 1 treble in between them. I start by chaining 5. I normally just twist and then chain 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I join them to create a ring, a slip stitch there, and then I'll make 4 trebles into the ring, and the first treble is replaced by chaining 3, and then just ordinary trebles with 1 yarn over and the hook into the ring. There's 4. And then I make that sort of a cluster thing by first taking my hook off the stitch. I pull it a tiny bit so it doesn't start to unravel. And then I put the hook through the start of the set of 4 as well as through the stitch, like this. And then yarn over and that through both and tighten so it sort of stands out like that. And then in between these there's another color, which I have a turquoise. Chain 1 first, and then take the other color, pull through here, chaining 3 to make the first treble. I normally use both strands for the first stitch so it is tighter, and then pull that a bit, and then chain 2, and the second one is pulled through the stitch at the end of the trebles, and then you tighten the other yarn. And now I continue then a second set of 4 trebles. First chain 1, and then 4 trebles. There's 4, and then again hook off the stitch and through the first treble as well as the stitch, yarn over and pull through both and tighten, and then again change color, chain 1 using the other color. Here you have to pull these quite often to make room. You see that I'm keeping these ends here inside the stitches, so I won't need to weave them in separately at the end. And a treble here. Sort of goes a little bit behind that there. And again 2 more times. So chain 1 and then 2 more groups of trebles. Here I have them done, and then I end the row by a slip stitch to the start of it, behind this here cluster there, like this. So that's the first row done, and these here ones that I had sort of put inside the stitching, the ends, I'll just cut them off right now, because otherwise there'll be so many of them by the time we finish. There. And looking at my finished one, we've done these, and I can see now that the next time I need this same color is quite a while further up, so I'll actually cut that as well. And then we continue on with the blue for another while. The second row, first chain 1, and then what you need to do is 2 double crochets in the British sense and single crochets in American into each of these little holes that you have in between all these trebles. So first one, making it slowly so you see which stitch I'm making depending on which terms you are used to using. There's 2, and then chain 2, and then get the next hole and 2 double crochets again, and again chain 2, and keep going the whole row like this. 2 double crochets into each sort of a place where you can get in there, and then 1, 2 chain stitches, and again, and so on. Here almost done that row, and then check that you have 8 of these 2 chain stitches, 8 tiny loops of them, and this is the last one here, and then I attach it to the start of the row. So that was our second row finished. And then looking at the finished square, then we need these here loops that are attached later. So on this row we only make those loops. Each of the loops is 6 chain stitches long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you attach it to the next little loop there with slip stitch, like that. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and to the next one, and a slip stitch, and so on until the end. So you'll have 8, and you'll finish off by a slip stitch at the end. So that's row 3 finished, and make sure you have 8 loops. And again here I'll cut the yarn. After cutting I pull it through there.